The Apprentice of the Year competition is a real focal point for industry. It brings together all the players from across the spectrum, the training sector, paint manufacturers, suppliers and other stakeholders, and of course employers, which master painters and decorators represent as an industry association. It's a chance to celebrate and reward the best of our young apprentices, exhibiting all the attributes that we want to see in our young tradespeople. Of course, none of this would be possible without our generous sponsors, Cbus Super, Murphy's Spray and Blast, CTF Construction Training Fund. They're the major sponsors of the award and they put up all the prizes. There's the individual competitor sponsors as well. And of course, special thanks to TAFE and NextGen Skills for encouraging their apprentices to enter and nurturing the next generation of master painters and decorators.
It's Painting Apprentice of the Year 2025. We've had an awesome day with 11 brilliant competitors, ranging from all through the metropolitan area, from as far north as Geraldton and far south as Albany, with a great mix of men and women, representation from TAFE and NextGen Skills.
A few of the competitors have found some of the elements in the competition quite challenging. We've had colour matching, which a lot of people don't do on site anymore. And our design this year featured some quite bold colours, which took a little bit extra cover and definitely had to watch the pencil lines on the marking out. The judges are going to be specifically looking for very accurate measurements with the design wall. We had to do some glossing in aqua enamel. They did have some filling to do and preparing our background walls, as well as our colour matching. For the first time, we've actually had more female competitors for our Apprentice of the Year competition.
I was absolutely blown away by the maturity and the team spirit of all the competitors. And I was really surprised how every contestant started with a different task. There was like the color matching that some people did like first up, some did it at the very end, whereas others drew the design up first. So it's very interesting to see the 11 people have 11 different ways of doing things. So very eye-opening.
My cousin has a business and I was doing some work with him, and yeah, I just kind of kept going, did a pre-app with Steve and yeah, got an apprenticeship. We do commercial work, so warehouses, schools, do heaps of good jobs all around Perth, even down in Bunbury, up in Kalgoorlie. Definitely the colour matching. I've never really done much of it out in the field or at TAFE or anything. It's okay, but it is what it is. I think it's a little bit off, a little bit too dark. I think I'm pretty good at the murals, the measurements, just being able to paint a straight line. I'm happy with how it turned out. I think I could have gone a little bit thicker on the yellow. I needed another coat, but I ran out of time. So I think I did really well for a first-year apprentice, and hopefully I'm back next year better.
I work for All-Proof Industry since over 5 years, and mainly we're doing exterior work, interior work, or residential work. Last year was a bit harder for me because I've never done that before. I find the design this year was a bit easier, but also a bit trickier because of the straight lines. I was more prepared and I knew what was coming, so time management was a bit better than last year. Found the glossing a bit more challenging than usual, what I do at work, because the light in here is a bit more different, so it was hard for me to see how much I have to actually lay off or if I did miss any spots. So my plan for the future is to become independent as a painter, having my own business, hopefully employing female painters too, and help younger generations to become a good painter and decorator.
I was originally going to go to university, but I missed application cutoffs originally, so I started painting as a labourer. I just started enjoying it a lot and I liked the reward of seeing the finished product, so I took it on as an apprenticeship and here we are. I've got quite a heavy hand. When I was drawing out my markings, I maybe pressed too hard with my pencil, so I gave it a few extra coats to see if I could get rid of it, but it still stayed through, so I thought it'd be a good challenge for myself overall. I think I can cut in very straight and I think a pretty steady hand most of the time, so I figured that something like this, doing a mural, would really test my skills. I'm pretty happy overall. I feel that I didn't leave myself a great deal of time to do my colour matching, but I think overall I managed to put in a good effort in the time that I had to get that done and have it look good enough.
Well, I wanted to get out of school when I saw a pre-app opportunity, so I did that, and then I got an apprenticeship through my work placement. Parrot Painting are awesome to work for. All the boys are really nice, and we are commercial painters that do repaints. One of my TAFE lecturers mentioned it, and I thought it would be a fun challenge to do. At work we don't really do a lot of colour matching, but I think I did pretty good. We do a lot of glossing, but we don't use water-based that often, so it was a little bit hard because we usually use oil-based paint. I don't know, I kind of love it all. It's different every day because we're not at like one site and we do repaint, so it's always different colours and different places, which is good. I find it pretty good. Some days are challenging than others, but overall I love it. I love painting.
I'm a second-year apprentice and I work for Bowden Coatings. We usually do repaints, new builds and commercial as well. I found the marking up a little bit challenging just because we didn't have the right measurements with the TAFE day, so I had to remeasure the height of the wall. I went good with the cutting in, yeah. With the fitch, I cut it into a nice triangle, so I had good edges. I found the yellow didn't cover as well. I had to do another coat on that, and the pencil lines show through a little bit more on the yellow, so I had to erase a little. It was definitely fast-paced. I was definitely busy having to do something every minute, make sure you're never sitting in one spot. Yeah, definitely happy with it. I wish I had a bit more time just to fix everything up, but I reckon it was solid. I definitely hope to go into next year's competition with the skills I've learnt from today and feel a bit more comfortable and have a bit more knowledge.
I found the competition a little challenging with the time constraints. It was alright, but just being under pressure, I was able to finish it all, but it was just a bit hectic. The colour matching was very lucky today. I was able to get it fairly early on and didn't have to really mess around with it too much. I found the mural a little bit challenging because I did my measurements a little wrong. I messed up the height, but I was able to figure it out halfway through, so I was able to fix that very easily. And then the cutting in wasn't too bad. I just had to go a bit slow with it and then it was fine. The colours for it did cover fairly decently, but the yellow was a bit, how you going? I had to erase the pencil marks very lightly beforehand so it would cover, but I still had to do 3 coats of it. The variety of work that we get to do, a bit different every day, same stuff but different. So it's nice to know what I'm doing but still have a bit of variety and try something new.
Working in Albany at Roadrunner is awesome. I think we have a team of 6 at the moment. We get some awesome locations and we recently did one in Kenner and then we had one out in the Stirlings. I was nominated by Alana, my boss, and she wanted me to come up and do it, so that's what I did. We don't really do colour matching at work, so it was a bit tricky, but I think it turned out all right. Probably the gloss work. I do a lot of that at work, so I've had heaps of practice. We did lots of practice at TAFE, with the freehanding and the bevel edge. I think I did pretty good. I talked to my boss about it beforehand, came up with a bit of a plan, and it went pretty smoothly. Being a painting apprentice is pretty cool because you always get to see the job from start to finish and everything always comes up awesome in our team, so that's always really cool.
I'm in my first year and I work for Roche's Painting. We do new homes, residential, commercial, repaints, literally everything. I did my pre-apprenticeship because it was more to waste time, figure out what I wanted to do, and then I really liked it and then went for my apprenticeship. My trainer was very supportive of me entering as a first year. The training day helped a bit, but I still found the math challenging. I found the colour matching the easiest part. I was just looking at the colour we had to colour match it to and I just looked to see what other colours I see. I really like working at different locations and different projects. I'm actually looking forward to coming back next year because now I know what I'm doing.
I'm a second-year apprentice and I work for Westwide Painting and Decorating. I love the work that I do. It's very rewarding, especially walking away from the job and then going to the next one. I went to the training day at TAFE. I don't think I would have even got a mural on the wall today if I didn't go to that, so that was really helpful. Colour matching was good. I found it pretty easy. I don't do much colour matching, but I'm pretty confident with colour matching. The yellow needed more coats. It needed an extra coat compared to the others. And I feel like it still could have had another coat, but everything else covered very well. I have a few female friends that are apprentice painters now, and yeah, I would definitely recommend it to anyone that likes getting messy or hands-on work or is a little bit creative and is unsure on what they want to do. Go do a pre-app and yeah, I think you'll really enjoy it.
I did my pre-app and I really enjoyed it. Went through work placement and really enjoy it, so I just stuck with it and yeah, going good. The guys at work were messaging me all day asking how's it going and checking up, see how it is. The marking out was pretty tricky. Trying to draw something that is not there and bring it from one scale to another. That was pretty hard. I don't do a lot of colour matching at work, so that was a bit of a challenge today. Yeah, knowing that you have a deadline was pretty difficult. You just need to work out what you're going to do and how to manage your time properly so then you don't run out of time at the end. Yeah, I'll probably stick where I am and just keep upskilling till I finish my apprenticeship and then see where I go from there.
I'm a third-year apprentice and I work for Glen Schofield Painting in Geraldton. We do a lot of repaints, but mostly from like renovations or damage or anything, so not full houses. I was worried about the colour matching. I got there quicker than I thought that I would. It's a semi-easy colour, but I got it fairly well. The measuring up, I had a couple issues with getting the centre because my brain wasn't turned on. So once I got that, I got going and I was fine. I struggled with the acro enamel, but I have done a fair bit of glossing recently. So I think my method of putting it on probably helped me feel confident that I was doing that correctly. I'm a perfectionist, so I'm never happy, but I'm happy with what I produced for the time that I had to do it and it being my first time competing. But there's definitely a few things that I would have wanted to touch up if I had a little extra time.
So we've had 6 hours of competition today, broken into 2-hour slots. The competitors are under a lot of pressure, so it's important that they manage their time well, and frame of mind is really important. So try to stay cool and calm and collected while you're under that kind of pressure. That's a real challenge today.
I'd just like to congratulate all the finalists. It was a very competitive field this year. Everyone conducted themselves amazingly. And no matter where any of the finalists place in the competition, they've all taken a huge step forward in their careers just simply by participating today. And good luck to everyone, and can't wait to see who wins.